Good evening and welcome to The Front Page. I'm Jenna Clarke, and don't go anywhere. We'll be bringing you tomorrow's biggest news headlines right here, right now on Sky News. And joining us tonight is the wonderful Adoni Media's Lisa Goddard and the weekend Chief of Staff for the Herald Sun, Caleb Bond. Gang, let's jump straight in because it's a very busy day tonight. We'll start with the Daily Telegraph. And the headline reads, Schools in early. All children in New South Wales will get access to an extra year of early education under a historic $5.8 billion policy to introduce universal pre-kindergarten by 2030. The measure, touted as the biggest headline reform in next week's state budget, is designed to turn lagging education standards around and set New South Wales children up for higher paying jobs when they leave school. Lise, you're the only one here with little ones who are probably heading towards the end of their schooling years, but what do you think of pre-kindergarten?
Look, I think it's okay. When I had my youngest go through, he started school in the States and they were 4 when they started there and it was considered pre-kindergarten. So I think it's a good thing. And look, if they're going to focus on math and English and teaching them some basic skills, some basic counting skills early on, even better, because I know in America at the age of 4, that's what they were learning. And they're not learning that here. Yeah, sure, do the finger painting, do the creative stuff, do the play, but there needs to be some element of maths and English taught at a very early stage. So look, I applaud this, especially given it was, 2 weeks ago, Jenna and Caleb, that we were sitting here discussing how 20% of students in New South Wales are below the acceptable standards. So it's about time that they start to put some focus on the education system. But hey, surprise, surprise, as you say, we're heading into election mode for them. So the campaigning has begun.
Indeed. Caleb, this was probably a really progressive move by Dominic Perrottet today. He's had made a raft of announcements this week, childcare reform, and now things like this. What's your take on it down in Melbourne tonight?
Well, we'll get to a very similar story on the front of my masthead in a minute as well. But look, it is a good thing. All the evidence shows that the earlier you get children into education, the better the results. And our results in Australia have been slipping for quite some time, to the point where you've got countries like Vietnam beating us in mathematics and science, for heaven's sake. I mean, we should be at the very top of the world, up there with our allies, the UK and the US, etc. We should not be allowing other countries that, traditionally are known to be poorer than us, to be beating us. We have all the money in the world. We should not have slipping educational standards. We should have improving educational standards. And while this is not a one fix for the whole system, it is certainly something that will go a long way to improving educational standards for kids.